Is going on, everybody out there in podcast land? How y'all doing tonight?
Hello, my
Fucking
darlings.
fantastic. How about
What's
yourself?
going on, guys? Not bad. Doing well, man. Just celebrating my 4-0 status over here. Just want to show off that sweatshirt. And if you hear a little raspiness in my voice, it's because I was at the game screaming from the upper decks. And yeah, so I feel good. I'm in a good mood. And smoking on a little Daytona 5000.
I laugh
It
every
is.
time I hear that strain name. It just it's I don't know. It just sounds so like gimmicky, but it's fucking fire.
And I think it's because, like, as we learned last show, the TKOG, which is half of the parental lineage of this strain, is from Florida. So he has two strains, right? Daz from Night Owl has two strains with this, like, triangle Kush auto of his. One's called Daytona 5000 because, Daytona 500, famous NASCAR race down in Florida. And he also has one called Orlando's Magic because they got a basketball team called Orlando Magic.
Oh shit,
So
never heard of him.
Yeah, right. I know. But little, like, ode to Florida, I guess. But that it suddenly made sense to me after hearing Outkast talk about, Triangle Kush being a Floridian kind of thing.
Mhm.
So it's delicious. It's like limey, very limey and funky.
Nice.
That makes
What
sense.
what about
Florida,
you,
key lime
G3?
pie.
Let me guess.
Mhm,
Mango
mhm.
smile.
No, no. I'm like embarrassed for you, honestly, because no, so far from it. No, actually, it's Jammy Dodgers.
Ooh, that's another good one. Very
Yeah,
good fruity characteristics, super good
yeah,
flavor on that
I
one.
like it. It's like
Yeah.
a hug from your nana.
That one's
No,
very near and dear to me because that was the last. So I didn't get to go to the Pats Jets last year. Um, the year before, no bueno because of the fucking scandemic. But the year before that, I had a huge jar full of Jammy Dodgers for the whole trip. That was a good yeah. That was a good fucking trip for sure. But
do you
yeah,
think that if you smoked it again, that you would get like intense memories back from that trip?
it's possible. That's another unique meth strain that just has like a really good fruity kind of taste. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
at the same
unique.
time, yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
smoke.
so I wonder if you smoked it again, if you'd get, like, memories back from
Mhm.
it,
Possible. That was a
putting
fucking
yourself in the
rager.
same frame of mind.
Yeah, I just remember I was so fucking drunk that I left the grill on fire, just like left it there. Like, yeah, we don't need that $30 grill. Let's just go. And I remember just looking back, the thing's like roaring fucking fire because they were kicking us out. They're like, that's how it is in Jersey. After a certain time, they're like, get out. You got to leave. You can't be partying here no more. And they just come around and kick everybody out. But anybody that loves football, I highly recommend MetLife Stadium for a game. It's a great place to go see a game. Good crowd of people. Those fans take a beating. Man, I'd love messing with the Jets fans. But yeah, that's like enough about sports because I know most of you potheads don't like sports. So
Hey, I think actually
That's
I don't
not
know.
true.
I don't know if that's
I don't know
necessarily
what
true.
I made this I noticed this observation. It seems to me like the hardcore stoner grower scene, the majority of them don't like sports. Just what I've come
Yeah,
across.
you're probably
I mean,
right.
Mm,
there are exceptions to every rule. Like obviously, we have a sports section in the Discord, and it's pretty popping. But the majority of people, in my experience, at least around here, like the grower scene, not too many of them are into sports.
Well, maybe that's because they're
interesting.
just spending way too much of their fucking time up in the tent or out in the garden.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Whatever fucking floats your boat,
I
you
know,
know.
I know. Um, right on. We're not here to talk about sports, but what are you smoking on, G3? Or you already said Jamie Dodgers. Never mind.
Jamie
My
Dodgers.
turn.
Yep. What
Yep.
are you smoking on?
I am
Wait, let
smoking
me
on some
guess.
some super special shit tonight. This is
Okay, I'm not gonna be able to guess then. Okay.
This is Acapulco Gold, grown
Ooh,
by the man himself over at Mass Hydro.
nice.
Super, super.
Acapulco Gold, man. That's a
Like
name you don't hear very often.
is
It's
that
very land
Acapulco
racy.
Gold? Is there a it's a landrace, right?
Mhm.
Like, is
Super land racy.
is it true to its landrace heritage?
Hmm.
I'd say so. It's very racy high. He says it can go up to 16 weeks. He did 14-week flowering, so it took him a long fucking time, and he liked it
14
enough
weeks.
that he's growing it again. So shout out to Mike from Mass Hydro, super good dude.
Man,
We had a blast over there Saturday, man. I wish you guys were local. Great event, giving out free clones, free beans, raffles, 20% off everything in the store. It was packed. I picked up a clone called Pink Karens. I think it's a Mass Medical. I'm not even fucking sure, to be honest with you.
Aaron.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good event. I got to meet a few people, fans of the show. One of them in particular. Shout out to Rusty, good dude. We spent some time talking. He just jumped into the Discord
Nice.
tonight. Yeah, it was a great event. Spent some time talking to Darren from Well Grown Seeds. We're gonna have him on soon. He's a wicked good dude. Wicked good dude. But yeah, no, it was a great event, man. I always love those type of things. You know, you get to meet new people, talk about the scene, pick up a few things, meet new, networking. Yeah, it was a good
Yeah.
event. People handing out flour and just a cool little event. I mean, look, his hydro shop is in like a shopping mall plaza, like you know what I mean, like those little plaza types of shit.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting there chiefing joints and shit. And the town that it's in is a kind of an affluent, wealthy town, and we were getting some weird looks from people, but it didn't matter. We just kept doing our thing. It was a good event.
Goddamn hippies.
Yep.
Get them out of my town.
Out of all the places, when I discovered that store, I was surprised to find out that there was a hydro store there. I was like, really? In fucking Hamilton? Okay. But I mean, I'm not just saying it because they're partnered with us. It's the best hydro shop I've literally ever been to. They got everything you need, and the prices are very, very fair. And you can always use our coupon code as well, CC10,
Nice.
10%
Yeah, dude,
off.
I was looking. Actually probably gonna have to do that right after the show. CC10 on mass hydro.com.
Yeah. If you just Google mass hydroponics, he comes right up.
Because they got everything. And well, it's like, where do I use the code? Because I need a new inline fan. And I got a drying tent in the basement that needs to be filled. So like I'm honestly like right now I'm in a bit of like a funk with the whole thing, with the growing, like with finding the motivation, to like really get up there and like do the shit that I need to keep doing. And that's maybe what we could talk about a little bit tonight. Like I got full jars of medicine, I'm like not a noob anymore. And it's just like keeping an attic full of like, what do I got? 4 plus 4 plus 6 is 14.
Yep.
14 plants. Not to incriminate myself. Allegedly, there's 14 plants up in an attic. Allegedly, but like, it's just finding that drive to keep like going up there and top dressing when you need to, and like keeping on schedule too. That's one, like, you got to be a little regimented with your growing. And I mean, yeah, it could be a little seasonal. Like I'm seeing you in the chat there, Bract. Man, it's been fucking dark and dismal around here for the last week. Like we've just been in the remnants of that hurricane. And yeah, I'm just for real. Like I would rather at this point be just like downstairs chilling, smoking weed, than upstairs in my garden fucking with my plants.
Yeah,
You
I
know what
mean,
I
look,
mean?
I think there's a lot to it. If I'm not trying to like break you down or anything, but like you've had a lot going on lately, right? You've had a little bit of a shit show in the garden with the beans to be unnamed. You know,
There.
not only that, but football season's going, right? And your Eagles are fucking flying high, right? And
Yeah.
you're a big football fan like I am. You got a lot going on, so it's like especially with jars full of fucking herb, you're like, yeah, I can kind of like just not do that tonight, or maybe I'll do that tomorrow type of shit. And it's easy to fall behind, dude. Even I fucking fall behind. You know what I mean? It's easy to fall behind and do dumb shit. I mean, I still have plants in fucking solo cups that need to be transplanted. It's like, I know they'll be all right when I'm ready for them. So it's like, kind of get to it later type of shit. And then, shit around the house kind of falls behind. Like I have a small little grow here. I call the testing zone, where I got a lot of shit going on. I recently had 6 plants in solo cups about 2 weeks away from finishing that I let die because I forgot to water 'em. So
Man.
yeah, shit happens.
It does. And I don't know,
You
just
lost
this
your
time,
account, that that is killer.
maybe,
Like, God, I only
maybe had
lost mine
something to
for
do
a
with it.
week, and I was like, "What's the freaking point?"
Yeah, it's
Why
definitely
even go on?
it's a blow to
If I
the
don't
motivation.
post about it, did I even grow it? I
I
mean,
mean,
really.
listen, I didn't like. I've gone through the whole like mental exercise. I didn't get into this to like be an Instagram celeb by any stretch of the imagination. Like that just kind of happened in a weird way. And like, yeah, sure, I miss making posts but like the for me, it's just about like it's a simple thing. Like I just want to like provide medicine, clean, organic medicine at a much cheaper rate, like per ounce, than you could ever find on the black market or at a dispensary for myself and my wife. Like
True.
that's my, primary objective.
But whether you wanted it to or not, Captain became part of growing for you, a big part of it, So you wouldn't be growing the way that you grow now if Instagram had never happened to you. If you hadn't had that
True.
influence from all the other growers and the kind of the notoriety to push yourself to be better, bigger and better than you ever thought you could be, right?
True.
So, losing that external motivator, no wonder you're like, well, geez, without this tailwind, it's a whole lot freaking harder.
Think you're onto something in the sense that like the the community like held me accountable somewhat. You know what I mean? Like I felt like a sense of obligation to like show what I was doing, and if there was, show the successes and the failures, and like um yeah, like it just kept me in check and got me up there to like to do the things. So yeah, that's all part of it. If you guys have social media, like honestly, I didn't think I would join Instagram at first, really, when I started growing. And then I saw just how cool the community is. And you want to be a part of that naturally. And like you said, G3, you're going to like grow as a grower, just following other people and like seeing what other people are up to. And you get a good sense of like new products and trends that are happening out there. And like shit just changes so quick these days. I mean, so it's just
I
a
mean,
matter
look,
of time till I'm like
we're all
I'm a
here because of
dinosaur.
fucking Instagram. We're all here
Yeah.
because of Instagram.
Yeah,
Like
it's fact,
we all met via Instagram. So, um,
man.
it's fucking it's unreal that it can just be taken away from you just like that at the drop of a fucking hat without any warning or anything. Usually like at least YouTube, right, before they shut you down, you'll get a couple of like strikes or whatever, right? And they've been brutal too with a lot of cannabis accounts, but I just kind of feel like there's no real discretion or anything. It's just like either a fucking robot or a moron or whatever. There's no accountability for them, Like granted, whatever, posting cannabis pics is against their TOS. And it's okay until it's not, like all of a sudden. And they'll use that as their excuse to give you the fucking ban hammer. So it's
Right on. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like And who knows why, again, why I got singled out. And I'm not here tonight to to bitch about the whole thing. Like, kind of, I've come to terms with it, to be honest. Like, I struggled for a week or so, like, because the whole thing is addictive, man. Like, that's the nature of social media, is like this dopamine hit that you get from like seeing, like, people like what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, look at all these comments and likes, and like, in a way, like, I did enjoy that, but of course it was more just the interaction with the community and you guys keeping me in check, holding me accountable, and keeping me on schedule, doing the things that I need to do. And without that, I'm like a fish out of water in a weird way. Like, I don't know how to grow without Instagram. And I'm relearning everything. I have, like, it's weird. You should see, I'm like, actually, I'm forgetting, like, honestly, I forgot what plants I have up there. Like, that's never happened to me before. Like, you know what I mean? Because I was always like making posts, and that was like my way of journaling my grow. So I'm not doing that. I'm not like thinking about the things that I'm doing enough to the point where I'm like forming sentences trying to describe it. So, like, I have a chart up there now, like a calendar. And I'm taking notes of like when I top dressed and when last time I watered. I mean, because
You know something though, in a way, dude, that's one of the first things I tell people when they're learning how to grow is to take notes of everything, because that'll 100%. You already know how to grow, but that'll make you a better grower because you write everything down. You'll be able to go back and look at it. And
100%. And
we've
I
talked
used
about like,
Instagram in that way. Like, I would look at the pictures too, and be like, oh, what's day 37 supposed to look like for an auto? Like,
yeah,
am I on track here? And then, like, I look back and be like, oh, here's day 37 with this plant. All right, I feel pretty good about that, because sometimes you forget, honestly.
yeah, because you can go back and look at your photos, but there's no captions to your photos on your fucking gallery. It's way like, what is this? What strain is this? Like,
Exactly.
yeah, I get it, dude. It's
Exactly.
But look, at the end of the day, I am a firm believer in fate and destiny, and I do believe everything happens for a reason. We don't understand the reasons now, but when later on in life, you'll look back on this and be like, man, I'm fucking glad that happened to me because look where I am now, you know. And you'll come
Yeah,
out on the
true.
shining fucking strong, man, on the other side. I know you will. So.
I appreciate it. Thanks. And the plants are doing okay. I'm not like you. I don't want to paint the picture that, like, I got these like withering, decrepit looking plants up in my attic right now. No, that's not it at all. Like, the tangy tibuguanas are looking pretty fucking good, guys. Pretty fucking good. Like, they are huge and like a little deficient because, again, I am not keeping up as well as I should be with my top dressings and like all the organic stuff. Like, you really do have to be regimented with it a lot more than you think.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because like, I can just fucking mix up a batch of newts and feed my shit right away. With organics, there's a time period you need to have those amendments or whatever you're adding break down with the
Yeah,
microbes. So.
it's all about staying ahead of the schedule.
Mm.
So when you get behind even a little bit, it's just like, oh man.
Yeah,
As
that's
soon as
just
you
why organics would probably never work for me, because I'm the type of guy who procrastinates and puts things off to the last minute all the time because I'm just fucking buried. So, yeah.
I'm coming around to that point, like, it's just like the novelty of everything has worn off at this point. Like, I used to go up in the garden just to go up in the garden. And, like, I'm sure if you're a new grower, guys, like, enjoy it. Honestly, don't let anyone take that shit away from you, because it's like, it's so great when, like, you just, like, I would go up there and just for hours just like stare at my plants, look like as hard as I could, like try to like find microbes in the soil. Have you ever done that?
No, I never got that high.
I do that all the time. You start to think you see them too. You're like, oh, there's a little protozoa right there, a little amoeba. But it was like this whole kind of playground, and you're top dressing and getting your hands dirty, and then like smelling the different, like, I don't know, man. It's hard to describe, but like even the act of like building a tent for the first couple times was like, I enjoyed the hell out of it. You know what I mean? And now I'm just like, I don't want to build a fucking tent to save my life. Like that shit sucks. I don't like building tents one bit. Not at all. No thanks.
Yeah, I hear you, man. The novelty wears off pretty quickly.
But yeah,
I get
don't know,
people
man.
like the new growers, they're like, "Oh, I love trimming." I'm like, "You do now. Trust me, you will not love trimming later on."
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, all of it
Amen.
becomes a chore, right? And that's really whether you love it as a hobby or you just like it because it provides you medicine. Like I think that's what it gets you beyond that plateau. Like it's like when you're working out, you hit a plateau and you're kind of there, and you gotta keep going. If there's one thing that this plant I think teaches us, it is humility. And well, two things: humility and perseverance, above all else.
Agreed.
Very well spoken.
Agreed. I mean, maybe it is a little bit of a plateau. Maybe it's a little bit of like grower burnout. You can get smoker burnout for sure.
This is
But
where it
like
becomes a long-term relationship.
it is, and
You know?
I think a lot of it too is trying to make it easy on yourself. Make it as easy on yourself as possible, and that's all part of the whole like automating your grow and getting as much done for you as possible. So
Figuring
you're
out your own
not,
style. Yeah.
yeah, you're figuring out your style and just, I mean, by the time like trust, it took me, it's been over, believe, like, it's only been 2 years, a little over 2 years since I started, believe it or not. And like it really, I just started to feel this way. So like if you can make it 2 years, you go a long way on those beginner fumes, like you go a long way. But by the time you're like a seasoned kind of, you got all your jars full, and you just want to relax with your stash. You're an old tent pirate who just wants to settle down with your booty. You don't feel like plundering anymore. But like it's just making smart decisions about like what products you're gonna buy along the way, so you're not like constantly worried about shit. And that's autopots, right? That's AC Infinity. That's I mean, I got a little
Auto
camera.
flowers.
Yeah, auto flowers, right? Yeah, that's all part of it. Because like, I just, man, I don't want to. There's been like, I've gone 3 days without going up there. And like, yeah, well, I emptied the dehumidifier bucket, okay, but like, it's, and plus I know I'm gonna be chopping anyway. So like they're 3 days in the dark basically. And I'm kind of at this point just like I'm delaying the inevitable act of chopping allegedly 8 plants. Because I have to essentially like tear down and rebuild a tent in the basement for the act of drying. And then like, move an exhaust fan. And it's like, it's not that much. It might take me 2 hours once I really start. But like, I'm not trying to do it. You know what I mean? So like, I'm delaying the inevitable chopping, and they've been up there for 3 days in the dark, and they can wait,
If it was me, I would have just bought another tent and a fan. I know,
I'm gonna. I need to. Where should I use my CC10 discount? AC Infinity or Mass Hydro. I don't know. You could get an inline fan at either place.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, I mean, it's up to you. You know, either one. Either one.
I know. And it's foolish to not have every tent needs an exhaust fan, essentially. Like, why even buy the tent without buying the exhaust fan at the same time? Basically,
I would agree. I would agree.
mean, so yeah, that's my story right now. I'm still still out there. Like I said, I'm doing as minimal as possible at the moment, but I do want to say that the tangy tibiguanas are. I will post some pictures in the Discord later because they look great, despite my maybe a little negligence, a little more than usual. Okay, and the one has this like. It's not because I've been lazy, but the whole grow it's had this like flaccid leaf phenotype.
Flaccid
Is what I've been calling it. It's the flaccid leaf pheno because it just like it the whole thing is just droopy. Like all the leaves are droopy and like they're these long droopy like razor toothed. They look like saw teeth on the shape of the leaves. It's really cool. And I asked Alabrige about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I've seen a couple in the grows that I've done and in the testers that looked like that, and it's a trait from the haze side of the genetic, lineage."
Is he talking razor leaves or limp leaves, or
I
both?
think both, just like both, like the way the leaves looked. He was like, "Yeah, dude, like that's not like don't worry, just like kind of keep doing your thing and don't worry about the flaccid leaf. There's a flaccid leaf pheno." I don't know, you know what I mean? So I was like, I found that interesting, like because I have seen that from time to time, where like I don't know how else to describe it, but like and you might think like, oh, they don't like the water, I'm overwatering. It's not that. Like it's really not. Like I literally do the same thing. I have two of them. And like I don't like change how I treat them. Like I treat them both exactly the same. You know what I mean? They're right next to each other in the same tent. When I water one, I water the other. When I give one nutrients, I give the other nutrients. And like the one just has flaccid leaf.
Maybe the other one's jealous. You know what I mean? It's just can't perform.
Gets nervous.
Have you tried the G3 method of telling it to get its shit together?
Get your shit together. Like, what the hell?
mean,
As if telling what is wrong with a plant isn't hard enough. Like, if it's overwatered, it's droopy. If it's underwatered, it's droopy. Granted, it's different types of droopy, and you learn that as you grow, but they're still both droopy. And now they're like, not only is it overwatered or underwatered, it now could be perfectly fine as well.
And just have flaccid leaf pheno. Yeah.
Get your shit together, you tramp. Why can't you be more like your sister?
Yeah. I had plants that did that before, and I just always thought they were pissed off at me for some reason.
Oh, they just like they can't perform under pressure. It's like I swear this has never happened before.
You know what though? I've noticed a lot of times.
I'm so embarrassed.
That like the plants that don't perform for you like that, and a lot of times when you're doing like a seed run, that'll be the one you like the most. That'll be the smoke that you like.
That's kind of what Alabrije like hinted at a little bit. He was just like, you know what, like just keep on doing what you're doing. Don't worry about how the leaves look, and she'll turn out great. So
nice.
I believe him, man. I believe him, and I don't know. I just thought it was interesting because like hazes are kind of mysterious a little bit, like land racy.
Yeah,
like that Acapulco gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it'll be like a longer flowering pheno as well. Who knows? But she's frosty as hell, and Yeah, like really looks great despite like just it looks by all like it's not Instagram worthy. And thank
Mhm.
God I don't have an Instagram to post on because like I'd probably feel like I don't want to post this one, but like at the same time, it's fucking interesting because it's not like at first glance you would be like look at this overwatered plant that's deficient. Like this guy don't know what he's doing. But
Stick
no,
to
I,
No, no, no,
autophagy.
it's fine. I swear to God, it's fine. It's just a limped-leaf
it's
female.
just I
People will
swear
be like,
this.
"You're insane."
No, this never happens to me, guys. This is the first time. I swear.
It's kind of cold.
Exactly. I would just be like,
uh,
it's just grower like impotence a little bit, grower impotence.
no, I don't.
But
I don't golf, Bandit. I go to the driving range. He goes, you just get done golfing. I says, no. I go to the driving range with like a bucket of balls and a 6-pack of beers and a couple of joints. That's about my exposure to golfing. Yeah, I could hit the ball pretty far. Can't tell you where it's going though. I just
oh, yeah.
have get up there Adam Sandler style and just fucking smash the thing.
Man.
Yeah.
I will say golfing with some ganj is super fun.
It is.
Driving
It is.
around in that little golf cart and smoking some green on the green.
I've only been legit golfing twice, and I'm fucking atrocious. I don't have the touch.
Well, that's the thing with golf. You'll find like most guys that enjoy it a lot are fucking suck at it.
Mhm.
Really.
Oh yeah. I got a buddy of mine that's really, really good. Who actually, fucking Hank, amazing golfer.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, if he had put his mind to it, I tell him all the time he could have gone pro. He's fucking amazing.
Well, there's ever like an analogy for fucking Happy Gilmore. It's him, dude.
Oh yeah, he's out of his mind. Shout out to Hank.
He
Love
would
that
punch
kid.
Bob Barker for sure.
Oh yeah.
But Hank's a good guy. Cheers,
Yeah.
Hank. What's up, man?
So there's something I kind of wanted to talk about tonight.
Word.
It's the Herbs Here Now dryer. All right. So I want to first start off by saying that I actually like the product. I think it works pretty well, way better than I would ever expect it to. Okay. I want to start by saying that. But this fucking PDF that he's pushing, saying that his product increases terpenes, increases THC, is just pure fucking bullshit. All right. Now, I'm not trying to rip on anybody's show, please, but I'm just saying his interview on Crafting Cannabis really triggered me. It triggered me hard. And I've been holding this back for a while because we've had a lot of shit going on. But like, he self-admittedly could not get a dry environment right. Self-admittedly said that on the show. So of course, when you can't get a dry environment right, then yes, your dryer will probably outperform your drying environment.
Yeah, your faulty, non-ideal drying environment.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
to say that all corporate cannabis is using dryers to dry their weed is just fucking a complete false statement. It's not even close. The real facilities producing the good herb all hang dry, low and slow, 10 to 14 days. Now, these guys are in it to make money, right? The corporate cannabis type, right? So if they could cheat and dry their product in 3 to 4 days and have it be as good as a hang dry, believe me, they would fucking do it. Okay? So I'm not saying his product doesn't work. It works great. But he needs to stop on this fucking path of saying that it is better than hang drying, because it's just completely not fucking true. Not even close. Now, again, I like the product. I actually plan on purchasing one. Probably not his, because it is just a modified food dehydrator. That's the other thing.
yeah.
It is. It's just
he's admitted that too.
He even admitted that on his fucking show. So the guy's a good bullshit artist. He's really good. Look, I come from a sales background. I can read through bullshit in like 15 seconds. And like within the first 5 minutes of that interview on Craft and Cannabis, I was smashing my steering wheel. I wanted to fucking just choke slam this guy because he's going around preaching that this product is better than hang drying when it's just not. So, Scott, if you're listening, this should be your pitch. Can't get your dry room right? Your herb tastes like hay? Get my dryer. You'll be able to get good tasting herb. Like, seriously, like, that's it. Like, the product works and it will dry your herb and you'll get really good herb in like 3 or 4 days. And I've been pleasantly surprised out of all the product that I've tried from his machine. But to say it's better than hang drying, it's just fucking not. So stop. Stop on that path of saying that your shit works better than hang drying because it just fucking doesn't. Now,
Well,
if you can't get a dry environment set up, which I understand not everybody can, don't take this as Monsta saying don't get the herbs here now dryer. Just the opposite. If you can't set up a dry environment because of space, funding, whatever, then go get that dryer. It'll probably work pretty well for you, and you'll actually get some decent herb, better than whatever you've been, bumble fucking around with now if you can't get the dry room right. So, rant over.
well, you have said that since I can't even remember when. Like, it's been a long time. I remember that's always been your stance on this product. And I mean, dude, I gotta just defer to your authority. But I do know, like you said, if you could achieve a better result, a more consistent and better result, like the guy's claiming, that you increase terpenes, you increase THC levels. That's, burden of proof is on you at that point. And like I don't really take like your 1 or 2 like lab testing like results as scientific data in that case, but like you got a long way to go to prove, and especially because like corporate cannabis hang dries their shit.
There are facilities that use dryers. I know for a fact. I've been inside of them. I've seen them. But the majority of the ones producing the real herb, like, all right, when you go to the dispo and you smoke that shit and you're like, man, it's just got no fucking flavor.
Yeah,
well, guess what?
Maybe they
All right.
tried to use a shortcut.
Yeah.
Or...
So, because those are the ones that need to get the product out the door as quickly as possible, and it's a total cash grab for them. They have no morals. So, I'm not telling you that it's a shitty product because it's actually not. I just wish that he wouldn't market it the way he does.
I hear that. I do. It's not like it's
and for what it is, I mean, it works. I've seen people use them. I have friends that use them, and I'd like one. Like I said, I plan on getting something like that because, dude, who wouldn't want to have smokable product in a couple of days, right? That's fucking pretty cool. Like, you cut down and you throw it in there and you got product in 3 or 4 days that you can toke on. Fucking awesome. No. I got no beef with the product. I got beef with him and his marketing. And,
right on.
I mean, I'd love to fucking, if he really wants to come on, I mean, he doesn't stand a chance against me. he could come on if he wants to, and I'll try to be as open as possible. But if he starts spitting that fucking bullshit like he did on Craft and Cannabis, I will reach through the camera and bitch smack his ass. Because I can't take the bullshit anymore. Like, dude, I don't put up with bullshit. And when you're going around telling people that your product works better than hang drying, and I have a PDF to prove it. Look, I can science is science, right? But you can manipulate anything you want.
Well,
and I'm not even saying he manipulated it. Let's just say everything was on the up and up, which I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on.
Yeah.
But that was his dry environment that he couldn't get right.
Exactly. He compared his results to his shitty dry environment results. But like Bracht, right, who makes our god tier memes out there, raised a really good point in the chat too. He's also a pretty insightful dude.
Oh yeah.
Said like 100%. Lab results for weed are not yet standardized enough to trust their results.
100% not. I've talked about this on the show.
I agree.
I've talked about it 100%.
And it's that's really, I mean, because a lot of the corporate cannabis, I mean, they're required by law to like test all the time. But like it's a lot of like gray area, like the lines in between what's written in the law, where they find ways to manipulate and like they
Basically nuking their shit so it passes microbial testing. There's all sorts of dirty shit
there's
going
all
on in the
sorts
industry.
of dirty shit, man. Like and
Yeah.
especially because if you get like your lab test, if you get that high THC count, which is just a percentage, mind you, okay, of like the total like net weight, is it? Or like what is the percentage even of when we're is it just of total cannabinoids?
It's the sample tested, and that's what they're. But I mean, there's ways to
But like, what
fucking
do they
trick those
mean?
things.
What like if it's 20%
It
THC,
has
20% of what?
it's based on weight, based on this,
Of like the
of this
whole
1 gram sample,
weight.
whatever, or whatever the fuck they measured. X
So
amount
okay,
is this, X amount is that.
gotcha. And it's just by weight, literally. That and when they say like terpenes, if it's like 4% terpenes, that's by weight as well. But like, so if you over dry your shit and you have less moisture, so less weight in the bud, like, and there's probably like a point where it's like if you over dry it, yeah, you lose some of the terpenes, and like those lab reports won't look like nearly as good. But like, I don't know. I'm sure there's a little like people are manipulating that a little bit. Like,
Oh, dude, all
trying
those.
to,
I've said it before. I don't believe any lab results I see.
man,
Like,
it's
especially the shit
crazy.
when I see stuff at like hitting like 33, 34% THC. Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like, there's just no fucking way. I don't give a fuck. Cultivar, schmaltivar, fucking whatever newts you're using. I don't fucking care. It's just not possible. So
Well,
cool. Like high
it's the
high
truth,
20s,
man.
even 30, I'll believe. But like when I start seeing like, I saw one the other day. Somebody
Hmm.
posted on Instagram. I wish I saved it. You know how you can like save it. I wish I saved it. It was like 34.8% THC. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what did he do? Roll it around in
Dude,
keef before he sent it to
I
the
have
lab?
seen people claim that their flower is 40%
Go
at this.
fuck
Like
yourself.
it's just climbing ever upwards because of legal market pressures and like stupid uneducated smokers relying on the THC number as like something that's indicative of like a quality smoke or quality
As your
product.
THC goes up, your entourage effect goes down because you're losing all
100%.
of the
Yeah,
other things that
I've
support it
said it
that make
before.
it work well, So
Preach, Chester,
I don't
preach.
know. It's like having a delicious salad and you're like, no, I just want lettuce. That's it. Just lettuce. That's the
Yeah.
best because it's all lettuce.
Well, because
No, that's
lettuce
like
is
ridiculous.
the ingredient that's regulated by law. Therefore, it must be the one single thing in that entire salad that's worth
Doesn't
actually
make any sense.
having. Like, I think that's where it comes from, right? Like,
It must be. This is the
because,
thing
like,
that's bad,
people
so
just
this must be the
assume that
thing that's
like
good.
they just assume
yeah.
that the higher the THC, the higher they're gonna get.
But, like,
And in some
why
ways,
is it the THC? It's because that's the
that's what
illegal
we know. That's
ingredient.
that's the cannabinoid that we know, that produces the effects that we believe, right? But we're really just starting to realize that it's not just the THC. It's again, it's an entourage effect of all the terpenes and other cannabinoids that we don't really do much research on. So yeah, shout out to Mass Nuggets, my boy. He's the one who provided the Slurrican's beans, and those are going out again. Promise, guys. But anyway,
Oh, again?
Hebrews.
Really?
Well, because there was a bunch from the first round that got me their address late, which I knew would happen. So I got at least, I don't know, 8 or so of you guys. I got to get them out to.
Well,
Uh,
you'll have to send me the list, okay? Because can I take a little break here in the convo to talk about what Alabrije sent me?
Oh yeah, let's see it.
Where
And
we at?
I got a big thing from Outcast as well. So
Oh,
yeah,
hell yeah, dude. Well, like,
shout
so,
out to all the Patreon members. You guys are gonna get hooked up.
yeah,
We really appreciate your support. Just be patient. I got a lot of shit going on.
Exactly.
I promise you, I'll make it
Exactly.
right.
It's a lot of work, but like, no, I can't wait to like get you guys some of this stuff, honestly. So can we do a little shout out? I don't know. Do we got a couple? Let's do an early show shout out of some new Patreons, because again, we love you guys, all you guys who listen, just, you know, but especially the ones who pay. We really love you guys. But you know,
Yeah, shout out to
it keeps the show going, guys. It truly
shout out
does.
to AZ, new Patreon supporter. We have I don't want to use his name. This other guy doesn't have a screen name. I'm just gonna say JL. You know who you are. Appreciate the support. And then Cots Growery. Thank you very much for your support, buddy. I'm not sure if you got a mention on the last show. And then I want to give a special shout out to Netty Gang. He reached out to me, told me he pulled 10.5 ounces off one auto.
What? No way. Our buddy from down under.
Yeah.
Not the like solar powered van grower, but a different
the
Aussie.
Our other Aussie buddy. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
that's awesome, man. That makes me feel good. Like, honestly, and that hearing that kind of stuff and seeing new Patreons and all that stuff, guys, it really does. It keeps me going.
Look, we're really taking this thing legit. We're in the process right now of forming an LLC, which costs a fair amount of money. So every dollar that you guys put into the show goes back into the show. We're not fucking really profiting off this at all. So it's a passion project, and the show will always be free. Any support that you do put our way goes back into the show. You know, new website security.
We got hacked. So no, it all, like, again, guys, please, if you can and you like the show, go sign up on Patreon. Okay.
And there's other things you can do too. Look, I know money is expensive, as Rasta Jeff says, right?
money
I love that saying. I love that saying. Money's expensive, and not everybody has the expendable funds to donate every month to Patreon. So there's other things you can do. You can go to our website, cultivationconversation.com. I have a product tab there, products we use. I just reset that back up, way better than it was before. I have to keep adding products, but where I'm going with this is, even if you didn't want to buy any of those said products, I know all you motherfuckers shop on Amazon.
Yeah, especially coming up for the holidays.
Yeah, so if you just click on one of our links and then continue on doing your shopping, we do get a small kickback from that. So
Nice.
It's very, very small. I think we've earned $3.84 in its total time of existence. And they won't even pay you unless you get $10.
Go use it a little more, guys. That's all we ask. And you know, for those of you who can pitch in and help with keeping the ship afloat around here, so to speak, like, we want to reward you, like, often, you know, repeatedly, like little pats on the head for your diligent service as a member of the crew. And man, Alabrije sent me, you see this bag of beans right here? It's a big bag of beans, and that's a big bag of stickers, beautiful stickers, those Alabrije, man. And that's a lot of beans. And it's well, can you even read what it is? It's our own. It's a strain named Piney Pirata.
I like.
You know what that means?
Nope.
Piney Pirate. Piney Pirate.
I like it.
Was there it's also a little bit of like a cultivation conversation exclusive Patreon tester strain? Maybe I could throw those words together like that, because it would certainly apply in this case. Alabrije sent them over, you know, special order. And man, I got some fucking pink bubble mailers to pair with those Alabrije stickers. I don't want to spoil all the fun, but like, guys, come on now. Like,
I'm sure Reverend just wants to know one thing: is there gonna be Werthers?
I don't know if we'll do granny candy. I'll have to think of something. I'll have to think of my own little like gimmick. You know, Monsta does the granny candy. I don't know. Maybe I'll do.
That was my wife's idea. I had nothing to do with it. That was her idea.
But,
She took over that project.
hey, you know, we want to thank all our Patreons, of course, and we want to thank like Alabrije. You know, he's the man for sending those things over.
Yep.
And
Shout out to
really,
Outcast as well.
for sure. Yeah. What did he send you?
I haven't even opened the package yet.
That's all right. We'll save it for
Yeah.
next show. It's okay.
Yeah.
We can't spoil it all at once. But
Mhm.
man, I don't know. Just it feels good to be loved. That's all I know. And like, yeah, when you're in the middle of like weather seasonal kind of like induced depression, I guess a little bit, like it sure does feel good to see like people signing up and leaving comments. And even though I'm not out there on Instagram, y'all still remember the captain. And I get a lot of messages on Vero and through Discord, of course.
I've been getting a lot of
YouTube,
messages
so,
on
like,
IG, people
I
asking about
appreciate
you.
it, guys.
So yeah, people want more captain.
Man, I'll be back. I told I'll be back, but yeah, it's just gotta, the whole thing's just gotta play out. So and plus, it's I'll be back like when you least expect it. Put it that way. Maybe in a form you don't recognize. So
Like
man,
some alien shit.
keep an eye out for just, I don't know, recognizable landmarks of the champagne room that you know and remember. So it's
so
you won't even know it's me.
You want to talk about being accountable, all right? So
Yeah.
I have to talk about this on the show, so I'm held accountable. All right. Shout out to my boy Mac Attack, you motherfucker. Called me out on crafting cannabis. Said that Monster's scared to grow autos. All right. I got you, motherfucker. All right.
So funny.
It was. I laughed my ass off when I heard it.
I
And
went,
then Rudy's response was like, dude, you probably just dropped this bong. Fucking, I was laughing so hard. But yeah, I am gonna grow some autos. So I got I know Alabrije had put aside a pack of the Tabby Tijuana for me. We're gonna do some sort of giveaway or raffle or something with that. But Johnny, shout out to fucking Johnny, my man Johnny Apple. He's gonna send me out a couple of the TT beans. I'm gonna grow those.
Nice.
And then after that, we got the Mango Smile on deck. And then after that, I still have 2 out of the 3 beans you gave me from Rockbud. I'm gonna grow those. Yep. So I have a room
He's
over here, right? That's my testing zone. All right. I'm taking away the testing zone just to grow autos to shut all you motherfuckers up. All right. So
all right.
Now you can hold me accountable.
Him enough, guys.
Yeah, you bullied me. It's done. All right. It's done. I love you all.
Great.
Go fuck yourselves.
Great. Now you're gonna see. Now you're gonna see a real man grow some autos. You want to see some autos? You gonna grow some autos. But
I can't wait to see you grow that Mango Smile.
Yeah, that's next on the list. The first one I'm gonna do, because I don't think I'll participate in the grow along just because I won't be like updating and all that. But I want to grow it because it looks really, really good.
I'm just growing with everybody. I'm not I'm not growing for prizes or anything. I'm just growing with everybody. That's the fun of it.
Look, I haven't done autos in a while. It's been a long time. So that's how I got back into the scene. Like I don't know if I've really told the story, but I mean, I started growing photos, had to stop once my kid got a little bit older, and I had to give him my grow room, basically. So then when I got back into it, I started with a 4x4 tent in my bedroom with autos. I told the wife the tent was going to be the size of my bureau, and she came home from work and saw the 4x4 and just looked at me and shook her head. And then
not the size of your bureau.
Not the size of I knew it's one of those things you kind of have to just like, ask for an inch, take a fucking mile.
Sometimes it's easier to get
easier to
ask for forgiveness
than permission.
Yeah. If I had told her it was a 4x4 tent, she would have said no. In our bedroom, what are you, fucking crazy? Yeah. So yeah, I want to get back into it and grow some autos. Honestly, guys, I just don't have the fucking time. But now that you're holding me accountable here and you're calling me out, I gotta do it. I'm a fucking man. Nobody calls me out
Right.
So yeah,
You got to
no,
prove all the doubters.
yeah.
But and that is really like the community is all part of the.
Oh,
I
it is,
mean,
man.
it's all part of the
And
motivation and the fun and like the whole thing. So
it is.
it's
It's fucking cool, man. I love everybody over here. We
really
got a really good crew.
and for me right now, like thank God for Discord and all you guys part of the crew. You know, you keeping me sane and getting my interactions that way. So like, you know, so I can do like a stealthy return to the land of Instagram.
The
the,
land of the gram.
the turbulent waters of the Instagram cannabis community. But man, it'll happen. It'll happen. I can't wait though. I can't wait to
Oh,
see
Big GG. Hold on, my boy, BGG. Of course, I already mentioned you. He's on the list too. Big green guy, of course.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
okay. Which one? All right. All right.
I don't know. I got a few packs from him.
That's
so,
what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I hear he's
You
got
should
some new fem
do.
autos though. Well,
It's with like the Asgardian funeral. Is that the one that it's? Is that the one it's called? BGG.
I gotta get out and see him again. I gotta get out to go see my man, big green guy. He's not too far from me.
That'd be cool. Yeah, man. Do you know, we've already shown. Don't have to be Mephisto or Night Owl to be really, really good. But what I would say is you should probably avoid the like other recognizable names out there in the autoflower game. Like you gotta search a little bit more under the surface for those like really good ones. But that's why you come to us. Like we'll try to find those guys for you and shout them out as best we can. Like BGG, Big Green Guy, certainly one of them.
So I'm getting rid of the testing zone, guys. I'm gonna have a little small area for that instead of basically it's a 5x10 area. It's gonna be just for autos. So I got a 480 quantum board and a 250 Bloom Plus, and we're gonna rock part of that area out with that, and we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It'll be
we're gonna do tray style, one aqua valve.
Nice.
I have a little 20-gallon reservoir. They're all gonna get the same feed, so if they don't like it, fuck them.
Yeah, you think you'll get a flaccid leaf pheno?
Maybe, but maybe I'm a little bit more intimidating than you are. Maybe if I just go in there and look at it, it won't be flaccid.
You're like, you shaping up. You get your shit together.
Yeah.
I'll be so upset if I don't get one at this point. Like I really want. Oh my God.
I've never heard a woman ask for anything flaccid before, so that's a little strange.
I know. She wants one flaccid.
So
all
funny.
right.
No, I like the flaccid ones.
It is funny looking. I'll give
like
it that much.
extra hard mode.
No, it's funny looking and like at first I thought like just didn't like something that was going on, you know, like there's obvious I don't, but then the more I'm just going through the grow, it's literally it's the same height as the other one. It's huge. It's like it's almost 4 feet tall, you know, like they're both these lanky sativas. I will tell you guys too, they are heavy feeders. You know, that's also like partially due to my alleged negligence, maybe a little bit, just a little bit of negligence, but like, they're heavy feeders and they're showing a little bit of deficiency, but we did what we could. You know, I got up there, I brought myself to top dress and do all the things that needed to be done, like probably a week and a half ago to really, really keep on track. But like, just guys, they're big girls, they're heavy feeders, they are lanky. My plan initially was to train the two of those tangy tibuguanas into an entire 3x3 tent. I thought that would have looked cool, you know, it would have been fun. But because I'm maxed out on plants in my spaces up there right now. And the 3x3 is like, I got those 2 tangy tip iguanas that are huge, okay, and I got 4 other autos that are like 3/4 of the way done the stretch right now. So like it's wall to wall, just it's way too many. Like I should have. I've been telling my wife, like, we're gonna harvest. This is the day we're gonna do it. We're gonna harvest these plants and we're gonna move. And like, it just hasn't happened because life, like shit happens. But like, this is imminent. The sooner I can harvest, the sooner I can like move some plants around and actually give them the room that they need at this point. Um, it's kind of funny, guys. I'm like, I probably will upload a YouTube video because it's fucking funny. It really is. Like, you should see. And this is the last time I'll have 3 full tents like this for a long time. Like, at least until the new year. I'm going on a little vacation for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
So
Do you mind saying where you're going?
I'm going to Mexico.
Oh, nice,
Ooh,
brother.
Fun.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's gonna be fun.
Where in Mexico are you going?
I'm not gonna be as cool as Alabrije going to like help dogs on the street of Mexico City. I'm going to Cancun. I'm going to a resort to have a vacation, and it's a little bit of a family kind of thing. We're doing. I'm going. Mom's coming, sister's coming. It's going to be one of those types of things, but it's going to be really fun, and looking forward to it a lot. And that's like literally for Christmas. We'll be there like on Christmas Day.
I've never been away from my house on Christmas or like away from like my area.
Yeah.
Me either. And I'm coming back on like I will be. I just got an email. My return flight is going to be at like 10 p.m. on December 31st. I will be arriving back in.
Oh shit.
In Pennsylvania. Yeah. So like I'll be there until the new year, and like I can't have shit going on, because I'll be down there for 10 days. Because we splurged a little, guys. Like, family's had a little bit of a rough year, so like this was a kind of a Christmas gift to ourselves sort of thing. So
yeah, man, you fucking deserve it.
Doing it, and like I can't, so it's all planned out. I can't have anything going on up there for that 10-day stretch, because fuck if I'm going to rely on a neighbor to like go check on my dehumidifier runoff bucket. No. I don't trust anyone enough to check my dehu runoff bucket.
Well, if that's your only issue, you could put a submersible pump on a timer and stick that thing out the window with the hose.
Actually, that's a great idea.
I have one spot set up like that just because it's the only way I could do it. So it goes into a 27-gallon tote, and then just those cheap push bin timers. Once a day for 15 minutes, the pump comes on.
Dude.
And shoots it out the window.
Shoot, I'm gonna fucking rig that thing to go right into my autopot reservoir, because that's all I do with
that. Could be fucking dangerous.
I mean,
because if they're not drinking, like if they're transpiring more than they're fucking, then you could easily overfill that bucket. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, you mean like
you could overfill your res. You could pump too much in
it. Yeah. Okay. I mean, but if you have it like timed, maybe, I don't know, some kind of sensor you could have in the res, but like.
Yeah, you could put a flow valve in there, but now you're getting a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, true. I mean,
I could walk you through it if that's something you really wanted to do.
It's an interesting thought, because I mean, honestly, all I do with dehu runoff anyway is put it right into either the auto pot reservoir or my hand watered plants.
Now, question:
that's
how much like tap water versus dehu water do you think you use? Like, what's the ratio?
So it's funny. The 4 that are in the small tent, the ones that were like had no side branching up until, I don't know, day 30 something, and they're like mini autos, but they look great. They got like huge buds on them, and they're like flopping over at this point. I'm so glad I kept them, you know, like they're, and honestly, I kind of wish that I could grow autos that size if like just by like I wish I could do that repeatedly.
Yeah, just overwater them the first 2 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
serious.
I want to stunt them, but like just enough. Just enough.
Yeah.
Like not too much.
Well, where my mind was going, especially you're an organic guy,
Yeah.
I would worry about deficiencies with feeding like basically you're feeding RO water basically.
Yes. Yes. That's I'm glad you brought that up. Cuz yeah, please. Why is that bad?
Well, it's not necessarily bad, but it's not necessarily good either. You know, most people, I don't know if you followed me long enough, I was a big component of RO. You'd really starting at zero is awesome in my experience. However, there are some caveats to that, and I realize that the caveats just aren't fucking worth it anymore. Most of the time, if your tap water is like under 300 ppm, I'll just tell you to fucking send it. It's really not that big of a deal. I do like to run a charcoal filter just to get out like any sediment or impurities in the water. So basically, all the RO systems I had set up at all the spots I run, I basically just disconnected the RO, the last chamber, and just run the filters themselves. Get filtered water that way. But anyway, if you run too much RO water or too much dehumidified water, which is basically just deionized, 0 ppm water, you will notice deficiencies unless you're supplementing with a lot of like trace minerals and CalMag and things of that nature. It's just I found it much easier to just skip that part of it and not worry about it. And I've noticed that my plants actually prefer the tap water. Now, if you have like really terrible fucking water, yeah, get an RO. But I would actually suggest maybe mixing a little bit of tap water back into it, just to give yourself like a remineralization of what you've stripped out. Because the RO takes everything, good and
Great
bad.
point. It does. And like water is nature's solvent, so like if you in organics, like if you water too much with RO, okay, and you get runoff, like for a salts guy, that's not a bad thing. Like a lot of guys like to see runoff. They're like, oh, I get 20% runoff every time I water. But like for us organic guys, we don't want to see runoff because that's all of the nutrients in the soil being washed out by nature's solvent. And if it's RO water or, distilled water, if you use that for any particular reason, but dehumidifier water is basically that.
Yeah.
It's
I consider them all the same. Dehumidified,
water.
distilled, RO, like they're all in the same
that's what
family
it is.
yeah.
You're sucking the water out of the moisture in the air, the little droplets, and you're putting it into liquid form. It's fucking, I've tested it, it's pretty much as close to 7 pH as you're going to get, like repeatedly, because it's basically distilled water. And there's very, very low ppms, if anything. Like any detectable amount of ppm is probably just going to be like dirt in your fucking dehumidifier filter or your coil, but like nothing to like be concerned about. It's probably only a little bit of like aluminum or cadmium, or I don't know.
There's some people that have worried about heavy metals with that stuff, but I know people that have actually had the water tested before, and they've come back clean. And I guess that's all dependent on like what dehumidifier you're using and all that jazz, right? But at the end of the day, when people ask me, "Hey, can I use my dehumidified water?" I basically just tell them the same thing I just said on the show. Yes, but with caveats. Some people will actually then take that water and run it through a filter, like a charcoal filter, just to get rid of any possible impurities.
Possible like metals or something of that nature. Now, when I do it, because I'm very much aware that it's not the best idea for organic growers to use RO water because of that exact reason. It's like I don't know the science behind it, but all the like the particles of nutrients and minerals are going to be like absorbed by that solvent, you know, and they're going to cling to it, and the plant then can like absorb it in that form. That's good, right? If it is able to do that. But if you overwater and it's washed out of the soil and into the pot like that, you know, have on the riser and then the plants on top, like if you're washing those nutrients out of your soil in organics, especially with RO water, because more of those nutrient particles are going to cling to a liquid with nothing clung to it already, you know.
Yeah.
Nature abhors a vacuum sort of thing. So like it's going to suck more of that stuff out of the soil and then wash it right out. And like you don't want that at all. You don't want that. So
One thing I noticed you do though is you take that runoff because it's organic, right? And you just put it right back in.
yes, 100%. Like if I get any runoff, so when I water, I have, you know, every hand watered pot that I have, guys, is one of those, you know, I use the mesh pots. What are they called? Rain Science grow bags. Like those a lot. But even if you just use regular fabric, you want to have that on a riser on top of the saucer, okay, that would catch any runoff. That, you know,
Yeah, you don't want them
air
you
to
don't
go
want
all through, all around it. You don't want them sitting in any, you know, a stagnant pool of water. Like, there's all sorts of reasons why you would elevate your pot, but like to get all the benefits from a fabric pot, that's the reason I do it. Like, plain and simple. Like, you want to have all the sides of the pot exposed to air in order to prune the roots and every surface of the pot, right? It makes sense. So like I've said it before, but if you grow with fabric pots, use some sort of elevator, right? When I water, I'll take the elevator out, throw it to the side, and put the pot right in the saucer. Then I proceed to water, usually from the top. And sometimes I'll even just put a little bit in the saucer and it butt chugs. So like they kind of meet in the middle. But it's, yeah, don't do that if you're a salt grower. Don't do that. If I do then like have any that's just sitting there stagnant in the pot, in the saucer, because I've watered a little too much, maybe a little too fast, and it's kind of like, you know, when your soil gets hydrophobic, it'll leak out maybe one particular spot of the soil, this dry pocket right here, and like this, it seems like the water just slides right out the side. You ever get that, G3? You ever see that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I put my hand right there to stop it.
Yeah, it's a dry
Coco.
pot. That's a great idea, actually.
Coco. Oh, excuse me.
Cocoa might help, but yeah, you're right.
It's less hydrophobic.
Tends to be a peat-based medium issue. I agree.
Yeah, peat's a little hydrophobic. When it gets dry, it's harder. You got to really, really water in that moisture slowly.
It does. Now, I like the Kuyaha or the Yucca or any kind of like wetting agent or saponin product that'll help with that. But then, yeah, sometimes inevitably, even with all the, you know, and watering slowly and using Kuyaha, it'll still leak out the side.
Yeah.
And I'll still have runoff. And then I just take the pot real quick, put that right back on the elevator, and then dump the runoff from the saucer into the pot, and then quickly put the whole thing back into the saucer so I don't get any spillage on my nice wooden floor up in the attic. So if I get any runoff, I put it right back in there. I took about 5 minutes to say that. So, but that's my point. That's my point. But this is a podcast. I got to fill time with talking about shit, right? So fuck you. But no.
Fuck your mother.
It's it maybe not a thing that a lot of people think about. But I'm here to tell you, like, it's cool to use dehu water, and if it runs out, the bottom of your pot, you just gotta put that shit right back in. Force it in there. Ooh.
Who wants some candy?
What you got?
That rope you liked. Remember
Yeah. That was like the nerds rope thing.
Yeah, fucking awesome.
Delish. Yeah, so I want to talk Ren Fair G3. What are you expecting from this Ren Fair?
I don't know. I mean, it really depends on the day. Like, it can be really fun and silly. You can't be too cool for school though.
No,
You got to
the
go in
weather is gonna.
like willing
So
to get into the vibe, I guess.
we will. I'm gonna wear
It'll
a
be
poofy
great.
shirt and maybe the captain
It's
hat.
super fun. Yeah, you get
Maybe.
like a giant turkey leg. It's amazing.
Maybe.
It's a
Who
fun
doesn't want
time.
a
People
fucking giant turkey
joust.
leg? You shitting
Who
me?
wouldn't want a giant turkey leg?
Oh fuck.
It's great.
Gonna
Good
be
time.
great. Gonna be
Yeah,
great. No, it's
beer out of a big fucking stein, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
You
sounds
get like
fucking cool.
mead and all sorts of good stuff. It's gonna
Yeah,
be fabulous.
yeah. Usually, like the vibe at those. Sorry, I hate people who talk and fucking eat, and I'm doing it right now.
well, I'm gonna see some jousting.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the vibe at those events are usually pretty cool. So they have a thing up here called the King Arthur's Fair. It's like this along the same lines as what you guys are talking about. Um, it's been going on for fucking ever, and
Yeah.
people, yeah, it's usually like a real good group of people. But yeah, dude, have fun.
It'll be
You
super
bringing
fun.
you bringing the little kitties?
Oh,
Yep.
Nice.
I hope.
Taking the
Yeah,
littles.
good.
So it'll be good.
I'm still gonna try
It'll
to
be fun
smoke
time.
out one of the cast members.
I thought you were
Like,
gonna say the kids because we were just
no,
talking about the kids. At first,
no.
you're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try to smoke out one of those little
I'm gonna smoke
bastards."
out your little
Yeah.
kids. This is not an option, little girl.
Let's talk about
No,
National
not
Cannabis
at all.
Fest in DC. I
Yes.
want to put that out there. So listen, guys, this is G3's baby, all right, and now I'm turning it into mine. We had a blast in Boston. I'm glad everybody came up. I mean, that was like a last minute thing. That the place we rented kind of sucked, in my opinion. It was just small and crampy, and
We could have done
way better.
way better than a hotel.
Yeah, 100%.
For last
With the
minute.
short amount of planning that we did, it came out really good. Thanks to
Yeah.
my wife. Honestly, she handled a lot of the little logistics part of that. And thanks to Captain's wife for fucking leading the way of us dumb fucks walking around Boston. But anyway, yeah, we want as many of you guys to come as possible. I mean, ideally, I'd like to rent a fucking mansion if we can make it happen, you know? If everybody chips in a little bit, many hands make light work. We can, you know, I'm talking about we could stay for like I bet you we could get it down to like $100 a night for everybody easily.
Gotta be a place.
Probably even less.
When is it? In like April? Or
April 22nd?
23rd. That weekend.
All
Whatever
right,
that
that's,
weekend is, right after 420.
it's an interesting weekend. Like the weather could be.
The 22nd.
Hey, I just want a place with a hot tub. I don't care what else it's got. Just a place with a hot tub.
Yep. Skeet. Yeah. No, yeah, seriously, like we could get an epic place. I want to make it happen. So listen, we're sitting at, as we're filming, this is October 4th. I want to get this place booked by the end of the year. No bullshit. So I'm giving people plenty of fucking time. Get your funds together. Get in touch with us. You know, look, not to say that we couldn't probably squeeze in a few last minute people, but the problem with that is like last time, dude, I had people sleeping on the floor and shit. And that's not cool.
You don't want that. I mean, you want to
No.
get yourself a spot. I mean, and you want a bed, you know, like we're not, you know,
I mean, we have people crashing on couches and floors and stuff, and that's not cool.
That's all right. I mean,
and hey, if that's what you want and you're cool with it, I'm fucking cool with it. But I'm just saying, we could make this an epic event. Please, everybody that wants to go, reach out, hit us up and let us know.
That's a good idea there, Johnny. we're so sky high. I'm sorry. We should have people just send $100 deposit if you want to go by the new year and reserve your spot. And because we haven't exactly figured out the plan yet, but like we assure you, it'll be fucking epic. It'll be
The
worth
biggest
doing.
thing that we have to
So,
worry about is the Airbnb. And
yeah, if
my
you wanna,
Airbnb account didn't get canceled. So
we'll start a thread for it on Discord.
The Discord. Yeah.
All
Full
you
discussion on
two
there.
that have Instagram accounts, like, hey, if you want to throw that out there to your followers that we're doing such a thing, maybe that'll like hype up the event a little.
no,
bit.
you know
Your
what?
call.
I don't even want to do it. Anybody listening to this show. Those are
Yeah,
the
true.
people,
We don't want
those are the people I want coming.
Yeah,
So,
truth.
yep.
We don't want the scallywags.
Yeah.
Just
No.
trying to find
I'll definitely promote being
Stowaways.
there, and I'd love to meet up with a bunch of people. But as far as people staying at the Airbnb, the only people I want staying there are people that are fans of the show. So
yeah, we don't want no stowaway scallywags coming to our fucking Canifest, National Canifest.
And
If
thank
any
you,
of you turn out
G3,
to be
for
like,
bringing this to our attention.
if any of you turn out to be serial killer like weirdos, just don't bring that to DC, okay?
None of our guys and gals are. Come on.
No.
Come
And
on.
we have a few people I already know bringing their wives.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
fun,
yeah, that's
really.
the thing. Like
Gonna
you
be
can
super
do a
fun time.
+1. Like don't like just guys, if you're in the crew,
everybody's
like,
welcome that's listening to the show. Flat out. Like just reach out. Jump on our website to find the Discord if you're not already a member. And then once you jump into our Discord, you'll see a page there. And then listen, if people are like, oh, fucking Discord. All right, if you can't figure Discord out, send me a DM on Instagram. We'll make it happen. All right, just let me know. Let
literally get you a
G3
link.
know. Find Captain on Vero. I'm on Vero. G3's on Vero. I mean, you can message us on the website. Send out a smoke signal. I don't give a fuck. Just let me know, and let's make this happen.
Smoke signals.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Because the
throw
sooner we can get this done, I say to the end of the year, but if I get enough people committing within the next few weeks, we're just going to book this thing. Because the longer we wait, we're going to pay that Canada tax to rent this fucking place.
Yeah, they're going to think we're stoners who waited till the last minute to book for the Canifest. This way, we look like we're like some like legitimate like party of people who just want to like explore DC and see what it has to offer. No, I'm playing. Yeah. But there is a Canada tax. I don't know if 100%. Airbnb charges you the Canada tax, but man, if they do, we want to avoid it.
It's not them, it's the host. Like the people know, like, hey, there's an event coming up on that date. I can get a premium for my fucking spot. I already found a couple of really nice places for really not much more than we spent in Boston. We got hosed on that one. That was too much money for what that place was.
Dude, again, last minute, but that's why you gotta guys tap in,
motherfucker. Let's make this happen.
Come on.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be cool.
I'm gonna aim do my best to aim for a pet friendly place. If you want to bring your dog or your cat for that matter, I really don't give a fuck. I won't judge.
The last thing we need is animals killing each other.
Yeah, just please no.
Airbnb.
Probably a bad idea.
I love dogs. You can bring your dog.
I do too, but I don't think like the Canifest in DC is necessarily the place to bring your fucking furry.
All right. I'll admit defeat on that. That was a dumb idea.
Well, no, but
you could bring Zelda.
No, I thought about bringing her to the rally actually, but it would have been too much like work. She's way too much of an attention whore.
Holy shit! Look at Johnny. I forgot. We got like we're like affiliated on Twitch now. Holy shit, dude!
Johnny.
He hooked it up. He hooked up.
Man.
He gave
Shout out to Johnny, man.
10 gifted subs. So like I'm a Twitch newbie. I don't know all these these newfangled.
I don't even know what it means, to be honest.
How you kids use out there, but. Apparently on Twitch, when you get affiliated, right, we have some ads in our stream now. You may have noticed. But, guys, it's just incentivize you to like, it's another avenue to like give us a little bit of your money if you like the show and you watch it live. And it's, guys, it's value for value, okay? And that's it, it's we're not asking for that much, okay? But Johnny hooked a bunch of guys up. He gave them 10 subscriptions. So I think what happens is if you get a subscription, then you do not have to watch the ads.
Mhm.
And it helps us. So we
Yeah,
hooked up 10 different people with a 1-month subscription so they can watch with like exclusive viewing perks such as no ads, and I don't know if there's anything else, but
yeah, I mean, we're kind of Twitch noobs at this thing.
that's right.
We had the ability to get the affiliation status as a chance to bring in some more funding for the show. And at the end of the day, if the ads offend you, I mean, look, if you don't want to subscribe, you don't have to.
Yeah,
You can
go
support
fuck
us by
yourself. No.
watching the ad, and if not, go fuck yourself. Um, like, you know, look,
Everyone
at the end of
has
the day,
some...
the show will always be free.
It's exactly.
But you know, we put the money back into the show. I mean, we're not making a lot, and you know, it costs money to run the show, especially now. Like we're turning into a legitimate entity here. Things cost money. The website costs money. Website security costs money. The website security
And
actually costs me more than
it's
the website.
there will
So
be, yeah,
things
dude,
are
because
expensive.
we got hacked again.
I
Yeah.
ain't
So
letting
let's,
that fucking happen, dude. Happened already
yeah,
twice.
guys,
That
and
third
it's
time, I'd be a fucking sucker if I let that
to
shit happen
do
again.
all this stuff and like to be, we haven't even mentioned the fucking tent pirate flags and t-shirts that are going to be coming out soon. We got a professionally designed logo for that shit, which you may see on your Twitch screen right now in the bottom left corner. Dude, like that's like, imagine that shit on a 2x3 flag hanging in your tent, showing you're a member of the crew. You know what I mean? Like that's like, instead of your typical stoner like Bob Marley tapestry hanging in your college dorm, I want to see a fucking tent pirate flag.
We will get some tapestries out there too.
We should.
Because I see a request for it, and I know people still love their tapestries, and I actually have a few of them
Me
myself.
too.
So
Me too.
they smell like weed though. I wonder
hey
why.
man, the t-shirts I think are going to be the first thing you're going to be able to get with this badass logo on it. I mean, it's cool, man. It's really cool. It symbolizes kind of what we're all about, you know. It's the tent pirate thing just kind of caught on, you know, like it's, you're disrupting the whole like the industry, the cannabis industry, and like you're in the waters there to just like disrupt the whole thing because they don't want you growing your own, but like we're going to enable you to do that. And no matter what, you know, no matter what them laws say, like, because right now it's legal for some of y'all out there, you know, but like ultimately you can just do things as long as you don't get caught.
Fly that pirate flag high.
Exactly. It's the whole thing is about being a disruptive force and being like self-sufficient. And yeah, it's gonna be badass, guys. Like something like that, right? You know, the pirate, like the captain, you know, logo, like G3 has hers, Monsta has his. But yeah, you're gonna be able to like hang that in your tent, show you're a member of the crew, and it's badass. It looks cool as shit, man. It's like what do they call it? The Jolly Roger.
Mhm.
A lot of history behind that image, and you know, wanted to like take that, what that symbolizes and that represents, and make it like stoner friendly and just a little bit modernized. So I don't know, guys. We're trying to give back is the whole point. The whole point, you know, like we're trying to do a lot for you guys, and we appreciate it. That's all I'm saying. Value for value, motherfuckers.
Mhm.
All right. That's I
That's a
listened to
fun
another
one.
podcast, my favorite podcast. I gotta give them a shout out. It's called No Agenda. And I've been listening for years. And this is the model of, you know, they live off the value for value model. Granted, they put a lot more effort and time into their show than we do, but still, I like to think that what we do provides some value for people out
Oh,
there.
I
So
think so,
like,
man. And
all
at
we
the end of
do
the
is
day,
ask for whatever you think it's worth.
the show will always be free. And don't ever think that you have to support us, like I said, with money. But there's other things you can do. Support the show by telling somebody else about it. Um, you know, giving us a review on Apple or Spotify helps. And that's free. You know, before you do your shopping on Amazon, head over to our website, click on one of our products. We use links there, and you know, do continue to do your shopping even if you don't buy one of those products. It
Yeah.
helps.
And
Little things like that.
actually,
Just
I think with the whole LLC that you may have talked about, I think you did talk about it earlier, that'll enable us to open up some more channels for people who feel like they just want to donate on a whim. They don't want like a recurring type thing. They don't want to sign up for a new account anywhere, right? Everyone's
no,
got like a PayPal. Like I think you'll just at
well,
some
you can.
point we'll just have a
It's on our.
PayPal
You could
button.
actually go to our website and donate via PayPal right now.
Really?
Yep.
All
Buy
right,
us a
word.
beer. I have
Word.
that on there,
There you
and
go.
it's
So like,
actually.
guys, just please, pretty please, pretty please. So yeah. Shit. I wanted to talk a little bit. I don't know what time are we at? Where are we at here? I'm losing track. Hour 30 minutes. Oh my lord, time flies.
All the time.
Time fucking flies. So we had a little bit of discussion the other day in the Discord. We were talking about DLI, daily light integral, and I have always thought as an autoflower grower that DLI don't mean jack shit for my autos. Okay. I don't measure my light in that fashion. I go by like intensity. You know what I mean? As I understand DLI, it is kind of like a ratio of the intensity divided by like the length that your plants are exposed to light, sort of thing.
You broke it down pretty well there.
It's like, so it's like you're factoring in how much light that they get in a day as opposed to darkness, or like, man, I don't know. I don't know the analogy that Dr. Coco uses for it.
Well,
It's
I
something
think
about like
where people get it
raindrops in
wrong
a
is they
bucket or
well, like where people go wrong when they talk about DLI is they're like, oh well, look at my plant, it's sleepy. Like it starts to, that's not DLI. It's different but the same. It's just kind of hard to explain. Kind of it's one of those things that like you said though, I don't really measure that way either. I measure with intensity and you know, go according to that. But um it's if you can dial that in and get it, correct, then you'll be optimizing your grow.
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry. I was reading the chat. I got distracted.
That's okay. Somebody post some titty pictures or something?
No.
Oh.
I was just
Oh.
I'm
So
sorry. I'm
no,
sorry.
basically like DLI is misunderstood in a lot of ways. People think that that's the sign of the plant like drooping or whatever after it's had too much light.
No, that's just flaccid leaf pheno. Talked about it.
So
But
I don't measure that way either. I just measure BBFD and stick with that. And I don't get too complicated with things. I really don't. The majority of my work is setting up U-tent pirates. So we're not going to get into that type of stuff.
I think DLI, like I said, it's really just like a ratio. You're factoring in the length of the time your plants are exposed to that intensity of light, sort of thing.
Yeah, so
But, like-
basically, like you like in theory, you wouldn't need quite as much like vegetation time, like or light hours based on your PPFD. You know how hard you're pushing them. You can give them that light that they need in a shorter amount of time.
Gotcha. So, but ultimately, what you're doing when like you're trying to adjust, like let's say like you're measuring your light based on DLI, when you want to change that, like in 90% of cases, what you're probably going to do is adjust the intensity of your light, right? Not not like the length of your dark period. I mean, I don't know, unless you're worried about like power consumption needs or something like to that nature. I don't know. I feel like, consistency is best. Like if you're in veg, you have your cycle that you're on, whether it's 18/6 or 24. I mean, autos can even do 24 hours of light. That's kind of where I came from, like the whole understanding that like DLI doesn't fucking matter for autos because like they don't need a dark period. So like they can just take unlimited amounts of light. They have this weird magical quality that like even if they are starting to droop a little bit and you think like they're tired, like I don't know, some people don't give their autos any dark period at
I've
all.
done it both ways, and I haven't noticed a difference. I still
Right?
like to when I grow autos though. I usually do 20 and 4. I feel like that's a good balance.
You notice that
Agreed.
growers always choose 18 and 6 or 20 and 4?
Well, those are just the
Why?
standard. Well, those are the standards. You could
I
actually
run
veg
19 and 5. Thank you
Oh.
very much.
just because
Cool.
are you a contrarian? Are you doing
Basically,
that?
yes.
Okay, well
I do
that's
it out of
fine.
spite.
Well, you're saving yourself about an hour of
I like that.
electricity, and yeah,
Well, I've done that
it's
too, G3. And why don't we even get more granular with it? Why don't you do like 19.25 by, 5.75?
Certainly
I'm too
could.
stoned to do that math, but
I just think it's so
Why don't we
funny that
start doing
somebody fact check
everybody
that.
everybody is either like 18 6, 24, and then 24 0.
A lot of
Those are
people
like the
thought like
3 choices that you hear. You don't hear anything else, and I'm like,
uh,
that's so strange that they
No, I
yeah.
mean
just
19.5 is
choose
great.
them.
I've heard, I've heard photo growers do, some people will say like 11/13
I've seen
is,
the other way around
Mhm.
too. I've seen 13, 14. The plants will
13,
still
yeah.
flower.
all right.
Yeah,
But so,
plants will usually flower with anything less than 16 hours of light. Just so you know.
you right
That was
to adjust
14, but
if
yeah,
you're
you're probably right.
adjusting DLI, you can also manipulate the length of your dark period, okay, to achieve the same result. But I just think you're wasting your time like in doing such a thing. Like ultimately by dialing in the intensity of your light to a point that your plants are happy with, you are adjusting and perfecting your DLI. So just worry about intensity, guys. Like pick your light cycle, stick with it, and get your lights. Like if you,
Somebody,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. I interrupt all the time, but somebody had mentioned in the chat that um, it's more for corporate cannabis. Like as a tent grower, you're really not gonna, on such a small scale, be able to truly benefit from it.
So DLI might be a little bit of like crop steering language, if we want to call it that.
Yeah,
This might be
no,
another way, a fancy way of saying like, oh well, it's not just about the intensity, sir, investor. It's about the length of the dark period as well. And I, as a master grower, understand both of these things and how they relate to one another. Therefore, you should give me some more money for this
I,
operation here to grow
I
this
also,
cannabis.
want to give a shout out to Mike Alden. Gave us a
Oh
sub.
yeah,
Yep.
hell yeah! Thank you, Mike Alden.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
But hey man, I I think DLI is we got a little thrown off there. No, thank you, Mike. Thank you. But Mac, okay, Mac is one of our vetted, trusted growers in the Discord, you know, and he was pushing back on me like Captain, no. DLI does count for something because, like, if you adjust the dark period, like, you know, if it, instead of adjusting the intensity, you can go both ways. Basically, I think what the way I took it is that, like, to achieve to achieve the correct DLI, you can come at it from both ways. You can either worry about your intensity or the length of your dark period. So let's say,
tomato.
like, you know, yeah, tomato. I think it's just easier to worry about intensity, guys, especially if you have dimmers on your lights. But as we all
It's a lot
know,
easier to fiddle with too.
yeah, you can get into a little trouble then if your dimmers don't work, of course. But ideally, what you want to do is get an appropriate amount of light for your space. And that's going to enable you to keep your lights at 100% the whole fucking time. And hang them at the top of your tent 100%. And if you've done the math right, if you've sized the fixture properly and the PPFD is, like, you know, it all works out perfectly in an ideal scenario. I'm telling you, where, like, at the beginning of your grow, if you have that light up there 100%, like at the very bottom where the seedling is, it's going to be the perfect light level for that seedling. It's going to be like 200 PPFD. And guess what? As that plant grows up, it's going to reach, you know, higher and higher levels of PPFD. And the plant, it's like the philosophy of, like, autopots, like you're letting the plant feed itself. Well, in this instance, you're letting the plant decide how much light it really wants by growing up to that level. And
Right.
I don't know.
That's how
Like
I do
another
it, man.
level of
Lights go as high as they can go, dimmers cut off, and let's fucking rock.
Right? So yeah, like, you know, my setup's a little, like, I have to rely on dimmers. So, like, the ideal scenario is to get just enough light where, like, you can just hang it at the top of your tent 100%. Boom. Done and done. And it's I don't know.
You know what the solution is to not having to use that dimmer?
What's that?
Bigger tent.
Bigger tent. We're gonna need a bigger
obvious
tent.
solution.
We're gonna need a bigger tent. What's that? We're gonna need a bigger boat. Where's my drop when I need it? Fuck. I don't have my Instagram account and I don't have my drop board. But maybe we could at least change that. Shit, I should get a drop board. Maybe I will, guys. Maybe I will. With all these subs you're giving us, Johnny, shit. Get a drop board for the show.
Just bought the Kappa soundboard.
Boom. Thank you so much, man. No, man, it would be cool. It would be cool to have those back. I do miss them. So yeah, man, that's my kind of my philosophy as far as DLI, at least when it comes to autos, okay, and the way I do my lighting. As we all know, some people out there would say that that method is inappropriate for photo periods of a certain ilk, a certain variety, if you will. And they said stick with autos because you don't know
Just stick with not their photos.
Right? But I've never heard of, like, any other photo periods being sensitive to that method of lighting. Honestly, guys, like, I don't know.
No, we talked to Brandon about that, and he laughed. And then I've talked to him about it since, and he's like, because we got a chance to, like, really, like, talk about it. He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Too early in flower?" But yeah, that's another whole fucking shit show. I don't even want to get into.
So
fuck the negativity.
It's there might be a little bit of, like, discussion about that. I don't know, guys. It depends on what you got in your tent, I suppose, ultimately. But like, I think in 95+% of cases out there, if you use this method of like top of the tent, 100%, let the plants decide how much light they want, boom, it's going to do you a lot of good. Really will.
Man, you and your
Unless you're going
rhymes.
overboard.
84 out the door, top of the tent, 100%.
Oh, his writing skills are
Top of the
fucking
tent,
unreal.
100%.
You should be a rapper.
No, I
I
can't
could
do
see.
that.
No, I want to see you be like a Weird Al style rapper, just like dogging on people. I could see
Oh
you now with the
man.
Athena hat on and the cookie shirt, fucking doing some
Yo,
fucking
yo, yo.
making fun of them.
Hey guys. Top of the tent, 100%. Didn't you know? Oh
Dangerous.
man. Oh man. Too much fun. We have too much fun around here, guys. That's why I'm too hot for Instagram. Too hot for Instagram. I can't have me on there because I'll be putting out diss tracks of all your favorite IG celebs. Too spicy. Too spicy. No, I
When
would
was the
never do
last
that.
time you tried to get on there? On the
Oh, it's
gram.
been a while. I'm like I told you, like it's
Yeah.
on the back burner.
Back
Like
burner.
you guys like you gotta
Burner.
like you gotta start. I'll make you want it. Make you want that shit. You're gonna beg me to come back. No, not at all. Like I said though, but keep an eye out for some non-captain related account that has just, might be hitting up your DMs or your comment section. And then let's say you're a clever Instagram user and you tap on that profile of a new account out there you've noticed, like, who is this guy? I've never heard of him before. New account. And then maybe you'll find some recognizable champagne room landmarks, such
There will be
as
signs.
the
There will be
purple
signs.
rug. I mean, that's just one of many, The purple rug. Unmistakable. Always in like I can't not take a picture of the damn purple rug if I'm up there with the iPhone camera. It's just the angles just don't work out. Okay, guys. So like, yeah, you see like a purple hippie rug in the corner of a pic. Maybe.
We don't mind that
But
much, honestly.
then you want to look at the writing. That'll be a dead giveaway, I think. But it'll be a little fun game, right? Fun game. Spot the captain.
Find the captain. Like, where's Waldo? Dude, you should
Let's
do
just
a
say,
giveaway to the first
let's
person
just
to
say
sub to your follow
that.
you.
Well, the first person. I mean, I'm sure I'll get
Captain.
followers because
Love
people are
Oh
nice
yeah, like
and
them.
they'll follow. But the first person who says correctly says you're the captain and shouts it out on their story or something like that, you'll win a big prize.
Yeah.
I don't usually do prizes or giveaways, but like, man, and trust me, I am not back on Instagram yet. That was the crux of your question. I am not. But I'll tell you when I am. And you're going to have to look for me. It'll be fun. It'll be
Where's the
fun.
captain?
Princess Autoflower.
No,
Oh shit! I gave it away.
Love it.
Yeah, right. No, it'll something completely, dude. It'll just be like fucking Johnny Anonymous. No relation to you, Johnny Apple.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to
I mean
associate with him.
I mean anything by that. But I don't know, guys. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'll do a big giveaway, some cool beans and some of that Petra Tools hoard that I got down there. One of those mini foggers too. Absolutely. There will be a mini fogger involved and a lot of other stuff. But man, I told you that's in the future. I'm not on Instagram yet. don't start looking because I'm not lying. I'm really not on Instagram yet.
Well, I hate to be the party pooper, but my dog is clawing at the door.
Yeah, it's time. I know.
Oh.
It's time. No one wants to hear about our Instagram. It was, you know.
No. Zelda runs the show around this fucking house. So she's got to get out.
We did all our shout outs, right?
We did.
We got those.
I believe so. And if we missed you, it's, you know,
well,
I mean, we're
there's
fucking
always
stoners.
one more. There's always one more, and it's Mad Hatter, of course.
Yes.
Mad Hatter Organics.
The man behind the curtain.
Thank you, bud.
All our love.
Use code MADHATA3 if you need any Mars Hydro gear.
Absolutely, and go check him out on YouTube. I stand by it. He's one of the most underrated channels, full of great information. And yeah, he's got videos of, man, you want to learn how to grow mushrooms? He's got some of those videos now too. So shout out to Mad Hatter. And yeah, shout out to all you guys. Because
if you made it this far, you're a trooper.
Okay. Exactly. And without the listeners, this is just a conversation between friends that would probably happen just without anyone listening.
Mm-hmm. Over DMs.
Except for the FBI, they're always listening.
So that's just, you know, thank you guys. You're all fam. And come join us in Discord. Find our not our Instagram. Find us on Vero. Check out our website. And most importantly,
don't get caught.
Ding, ding, ding. And watch out for the flaccid leaf pheno. Peace, guys.